Betty, Joan here, taking a walk with Ben. And this morning something happened and I had to laugh, and I was thinking about it as I was going for my walk, that years ago when I was young, I was told I had a learning disability. And at the time what they did is they took you out of where you were and they put you in a special classroom. And so all my life I was told I'd never be, I'd never do, I'd never have, whatever, because of this disability, well, through school anyways. And when I would spell something wrong, I would take it personally, and I would get embarrassed and ashamed, and that I didn't know how to spell it properly or how to write a proper sentence or something like that. I'd get very embarrassed about it. And when the computer age came and we started having access to internet and all that fun stuff, and I started learning myself, not just how to spell, not just how to write proper sentences, but also not just my grammar, but also myself, learn how to not take it personally. Learn how that it's okay if I make mistakes. Let me repeat that. I had to learn it was okay if I made a mistake. It was so hard for me to be okay with that for the longest time. I guess we're going backwards. Here's our smoke quality, just so you can see the sun there. That's smoke from the forest fires. So we're not going to go too far because it's already getting difficult to breathe. But back to what I was saying. I was so embarrassed about it. It was not okay to make a mistake, especially when it came to spelling, grammar, all that. I had to be perfect, even though I had no clue on how to spell words. I had no clue on how to do grammar because I learned differently. I learned differently than everybody else, and I was never taught how to learn for myself until, of course, I was older in my adult years and started learning on how to actually spell and not take it personally. So this morning I wrote up a post, and with I was on my phone, and sometimes the keypad for the phone is a little smaller than I would like. So sometimes without re-looking at what I've written, I've wrote something funny instead. And this morning I did that, and one of my friends commented. And before, I would have just got upset and deleted it, and why would they mention blah, 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 and all this other stuff that I would have just taken in my head, right? And I would have just gone crazy with. And this time I just laughed about it and went, you know what, that's so funny. And then I realized that, oh, hey, yeah, I used to do that. I used to want to be perfect. And now I'm okay. I know I'm not perfect, and I don't want to be perfect. I'm perfectly me, and that's okay with me. I'm okay with who I am today. And mistakes are okay. And sometimes funny. Sometimes very funny. And you know, don't pick on yourself. If you don't know stuff, there are ways to learn it. And if you don't learn it, then if you can't learn it, if you can't figure it out, then ask somebody else. Like for me, what I've done for writing especially is if I can't find the word I'm looking for, because sometimes there's so many different spellings of words, and sometimes the word you're looking for you can't find on Google or wherever else. And sometimes when that happens, I just change the word. I'm not so bent on having to say, like, to keep that word anymore, you know? And it's really important to me to know that I can change it. I can just change the word and make sure that I'm spelling the right one than not knowing what word it is that I'm trying to spell. you can do the same thing. If it's a learning disability, you could stay stuck with your learning disability. You can stay stuck with the labels they gave you. You can stay stuck with how you were as a child, and that's all there is, or you can continue to learn. So continuing to learn is pretty easy. Come on, buddy. Let's cross the street. You just come here. There's a bike coming. I'm trying to get across before, and he's interested in the truck down the street. You can just continue to use Google like I did for the longest time, and you'll learn. Or you can, like everybody said to me when I was younger, use a dictionary, use a thesaurus. And those didn't work for me because even though you're sounding out words, some words don't sound out as well as they should. And, you know, there's C's and S's and everything that sounds the same and isn't the same. And it's funny, as I'm going through with Loki now, because he's homeschooled, and I'm learning all this stuff again, I'm like, you know what, that's so true. It's so true how our English language is not the easiest language to learn. So cut yourself some slack. Figure out ways that you can do it, because you can do anything you choose to do. You can do anything you want to do. Don't take it personally. Allow yourself and know that you're not perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be the way it's supposed to be, because you're worth it. Make an amazing day, everybody. I love ya.